Gillette announces a razor that can sense the individual needs of your face.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
Introducing the extraordinary Gillette Sensor shaving system. Sensor blades are mounted on responsive springs to continuously sense and adjust to your face for the best shave a man can get. Closer, smoother, safer. New Gillette Sensor.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
Welcome to another shave here on the Soap Thing Project. This video is going to be the fourth in a 6-part series of videos called The Evolution of Gillette Cartridge Razors. If you've been following the project the entire time, then you'll know that we have been going up through Gillette razors chronologically. We've done the Techmatic, the Track 2, the Atra, and now we move on to this, the Gillette Sensor. This razor was originally released in 1989, and right here I have the Sensor XL. This is the, I guess, the second variant of the Sensor. This came out in 95 or 96-ish. I believe mine is a 1997, and the Sensor was made until the late 2000s, from 1989 to the late 2000s. I seem to remember still being able to get these in 2011 at the base exchange when I was in Air Force boot camp. So they were still lingering around even back then. And I guess it's time to do a shave with it. The Sensor, in my opinion, is the best razor Gillette ever made. Is it my personal favorite? No. But I'm smart enough to know a grand slam when I see one, and this is that. And we'll talk about why during the shave. But yeah, two-bladed razor with the lubricating strip, of course, and then this one has these fans on the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see that along the bottom of the razor right here. The original Sensor did not have those, and so that's the big advancement from the Sensor to the Sensor XL. The big advancement from the Atra to the Sensor was the introduction of dampened blades. So we went from the Techmatic, which had just a single banded blade that you would shave with, and then with the Track 2 we went to 2 blades, and then with the Atra we went to 2 blades that pivot, and then the Atra Plus we went to 2 blades that pivot with a lubricating strip, and now we have, with the Sensor, 2 blades that pivot with a lubricating strip that are now dampened. And then with the Sensor XL, we have 2 blades with a lubricating strip that pivot that are dampened with fins that are designed to pull down on your hair to stretch them out to get a closer shave. So we have this, for better or for worse, we have this incremental change that's adding more and more things to a cartridge. So I guess that's enough about the Sensor XL. We're going to change up the shaving cream and the aftershave for the final 3 videos. We're going to use Edge Gel. Now, Edge was developed in the mid-1970s and was pretty much a staple in a lot of people's bathroom by the late 1980s. Why people felt this was necessary, I have no idea. I seem to remember reading a bunch of articles that said there was a demand for some kind of a shaving cream that actually required you to interact with it. So unlike Gillette Foamy, where you could just tap it on and you're done, Edge actually required you to really rub it in to get it to come to its final state where you would shave with it. So that's the best thing I can come up with, as I read a bunch of articles that pretty much said the same thing about it. The aftershave is going to be a less obvious one, but still a budget aftershave. It's going to be Fathom for Men by Dana. And this is kind of a fresh, woody sort of scent. Really inexpensive aftershave, but it works phenomenally well. Love using this aftershave. Okay, let's do it. All right. Got just under 2 days of growth on the face today, probably 44-ish hours. And let's use the Edge Gel. Put it on the face. Ooh. Came out a little harder and faster than I thought it would, but there it is. This blue goop that once you apply it to your face, it changes colors. Look at that. Now, personally, I started shaving with like safety razors and soap in 2017. But obviously I was shaving long before then. I started shaving in 2007. And I am personally much more familiar with Edge Gel than I am with Gillette Foamy. I actually didn't use Gillette Foamy very often. I mean, I used it enough to basically know how to shave with it. But for most of my cartridge razor shaving life, I was an Edge Gel kind of guy because that's what my dad used. So, and this stuff has kind of a sporty, just kind of fresh, aroma chemical type scent to it. Okay. Now, the Gillette Sensor. Sensor XL. And this has a blade in it that is made the same year the razor was. So this is the exact blade that was in the razor when I bought it. So it's been sitting on this razor since the mid-90s. Alright, let's do a shave with it, see how it is. Put some of that gel further up, because I always forget to do that. Okay, here we go. Very nice. You know, cartridge razors have never been as smooth as safety razors. There's always a little bit of at least a little bit of a dragging or a tugging sensation. But this one still feels pretty good. I have no complaints about the quality of the shave. So why is this razor, in my opinion, the best Gillette ever made? Well, it was the best combination of ingenuity and simplicity. Maybe with the exception of the Track 2, but like, remember in the last video I showed you how the Atra is kind of a pain in the ass to take the cartridges on and off. With this one, you just squeeze these two things right here and it comes off. And so it's an inherently simpler design build-wise. The marketing on this thing was really fantastic. I'm not sure that these fins are really doing anything for me. I seem to remember, because I have a bunch of original Atras. I have like 3 that are pre-production models, and so they're kind of a big deal. And they don't have the lubricating strip on them because the original one didn't. Well, I take that back. They had the lubricating strip, but they didn't have the fans because that was a Sensor XL thing. So I don't view this as really doing much. I think it was kind of a gimmick, those fins. I'm gonna add some water to this. You actually can add water to this and it will loosen it up and make it go further. One thing that I always didn't like about Edge Gel is that it is significantly less fuel efficient than a can of Gillette Foamy. A can of Gillette Foamy will last much longer than a can of Edge Gel. So, for whatever that's worth. And as you can see, it layers on thinner, but you can get more out of it. I think this was Gillette at their best in terms of marketing. Like, I think the Sensor commercials were the most convincing reason to shave with this that I've ever seen. And, you know, it's nimble. I mean, look how thin that blade is. It's even smaller compared to the Atra. So this is a razor that is easy to get in hard to reach places, like around your ears, things like that. And I think just based on the sleekness, the clever use of space, you know, the fact that it's much smaller, the way the handle is just really comfortable and easy to grip. I just think this one was the best, and Gillette could have retired their R&D team and they would have been just fine. We all know they didn't, so I'm just gonna go against the grain. The lubricating strip is a little more zealous than the Atra, but still not annoying. The dampened blades, I don't feel like those are a step in the wrong direction yet. With the two remaining shaves we have, the Mach 3 and the Fusion, they become a problem. But with this one, no, not yet. And I'm not sure if you can see that, but they really are dampened. Like, if you push against them, they actually recess into the cartridge. I'm not sure if I can really see that. So yeah, it definitely is recessing the blade, and I guess that was to further adjust to the contour of your face to prevent, you know, razor burn, nicks and cuts, and things like that. Who's to say if it actually works? But it makes sense to me. Okay, that's the Sensor. It is a phenomenal razor, in my personal opinion. If for no other reason than because it's what I started shaving with. And so I have, even if it's not my favorite razor in an absolute terms, it definitely has some sentimental value because it's what I started shaving with. And it's a pretty close shave, no nicks and cuts. Now the Mach 3 is what I have the most experience shaving with, because I shaved with that, I think, for a slightly longer period of time than with this. So, but it still has a special place in my shaved end because it's that sentimental value. You know what I mean? Okay. Fathom by Dana. Let's put it on. Aftershave splash. Boom! Wow. Smack that shit on, why don't you? Ooh, wee. Oh, I love the way this stuff smells. I have not seen it around very often. Pretty much the only place I can find it is on FragranceNet. But when you do, it's like 12 bucks. So it and the scent on this lingers. It lingers and it lingers and it lingers. It's like a one-night stand that won't leave in the morning. Okay, my final thoughts on the Gillette Sensor. So this razor is, I think, the height of Gillette in terms of innovation and ingenuity. After this, things started going downhill. And in my opinion, Gillette was having some confused priorities. And as far as shaving, Gillette has not been the same since. So, this was, I guess, the final breath of the Gillette company that had a clue what they were doing. After this, like I said, things started to get less about getting a good shave and more about shaving more quickly. And they just went full speed ahead into how can we get people to shave faster and with less shaving skill. They were already sort of going that way as we got to this point, but I think this was this represented the last razor from Gillette where things really made sense from a technology standpoint and from an ingenuity standpoint. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So the Gillette Sensor and the Atra and the Track 2 had their cartridges mounted center with the handle, right? Versus, here's a piece of crap Mach 3 that I have sitting around. Notice how the cartridge is mounted at the bottom of the cartridge, and so you have this significant over travel right here. It's not dead center, and so one of the things that did was cause people to push the razor harder against their face, which caused them to get skin irritation. And so now we're going backwards. We went from razors where they were trying to get people to have less irritation while still being able to shave faster, and then they just went straight to let's see if people can shave faster, and now they have to clean up their own mess because the way they mounted the Mach 3 cartridges, it turns out was very counterproductive. That's just my personal opinion, for whatever it's worth. But yeah, the Sensor is definitely good stuff from Gillette. If you can find one of these that's in good shape and they're not trying to charge exorbitant prices for it, definitely pick it up because it's a piece of shaving history. Okay, questions, comments, put them in the comments section of the video. Otherwise, until next time, this is Soap Thing telling you, shave like you mean it. Thanks for watching.